A rampage on a pedestrian path, and tonight our first look at the man who police believe unleashed terror in Lower Manhattan. 8 people killed this afternoon when a rented pickup truck made a deliberate and deadly turn onto that path. And then the driver, veering onto the path loaded with people, and slammed it right into those people and then into a school bus. Police ended up shooting that driver when he got out of his car, a 29-year-old man who had been living in New Jersey. Tonight, word that he left a note at the scene saying he carried out the attack in the name of ISIS. He is out of surgery at this hour and in custody. The attack playing out right on a busy bike path in Lower Manhattan, not far from the World Trade Center. We have team coverage for you tonight. We're digging into the suspect's background. We have new information about security as well here at home on this Halloween night. But we want to start with our Annalisa Gale. She is live in New York City. And Annalisa, what do we know so far about the victims?
Allison and Jonathan, just about 30 minutes ago, we learned that 5 of the people killed were tourists from Argentina who were here in New York City for a high school reunion. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can get a better picture of the active investigation going on as police comb through the evidence left behind here on Chambers Street. If you look closely, you can still see the school bus that suspect crashed into this afternoon.
New details are emerging about the man who police say slammed into cyclists and pedestrians on a bicycle path near the World Trade Center on Tuesday. Police say he used his rented Home Depot truck to carry out the attack, killing 8 people and injuring at least 12.
This was an act of terror and a particularly cowardly act of terror.
The suspect has been identified as 29-year-old Wjla Sepov, who had a driver's license from Tampa, Florida. Police say the attack ended after he crashed into a school bus. Video appears to show him running away with an imitation firearm before an officer shot him in the stomach.
I was walking down the road. I see a group. It was 2 women and children. So they're running. I hear one of the young girls say he's got a gun.
Sources tell ABC News that he came to the United States 7 years ago from Uzbekistan. He also has previous addresses in Ohio and most recently in Paterson, New Jersey.
And tonight, NYPD says they're stepping up patrol in the wake of this attack. And one other thing to tell you about that suspect, we're now learning he was an Uber driver. We've also learned he was banned from the app following this attack. Live in Lower Manhattan tonight, Annalisa Gale, ABC 7 News.
President Trump tweeting just a short time ago that he has ordered Homeland Security to step up its, quote, already extreme vetting program, saying being politically correct is fine, but not for this. Earlier tonight, Trump tweeted condolences to the victims and their family members and said that the attack was from a sick and deranged person.
We continue to get new information about the man you're about to see right here on your screen. Police say he is the truck driver who targeted innocent people in this act of terror. Nancy Chin has been digging into what we know about him tonight. So Nancy, what can you tell us?
Allison, he was identified soon after he got out of that truck with 2 paintball or pellet guns, confronted by an officer who shot him in the stomach as he shouted, "Allahu Akbar." That man said to be carrying an ID from Tampa, Florida. Originally, though, 29-year-old Wjla Sepov is from Uzbekistan in Central Asia and came to the United States in 2010. He most recently lived in New Jersey with his wife and 3 children. CNN reporting tonight that authorities found a note in his truck claiming he did it in the name of ISIS.
He did make a statement when he exited the vehicle, and if you just look at the MO of the attack, that's consistent with what's been going on. So that, along with the statement, has enabled us to label this a terrorist event.
CNN reporting tonight that Sepov is now out of surgery. ISIS has not claimed responsibility for this attack, but it does fit the same style as recent ISIS-inspired attacks throughout Europe. Jonathan, Allison, back over to you.
Okay, Nancy, thanks. And officials in New York tonight vowing to not let terrorists win and telling people to go on with their Halloween plans and feel safe. In D.C., same message as patrols took to the streets and in force. Jay Korf joining us live now in Georgetown. And, you know, Jay, they took a lot of precautions in Georgetown to keep this kind of thing from happening.
Indeed, Jonathan. As you can see just over my shoulder, several police officers. Now, this is fairly normal for Halloween in Georgetown. Huge police presence, but there are even more here tonight. They're on every corner in droves. Now, what you're looking at right here on M and 28th is another example, a pre-planned part on the city's part to keep folks safe tonight. This is one of many dump trucks set up as part of a perimeter around Georgetown to prevent the kinds of attacks used in New York City and in Europe in the past year, in which people use vehicles as weapons. Now, we also were in touch with a couple of other police agencies, Arlington County and also U.S. Park Police. We know that they have beefed up their security tonight as well. Reporting live in Georgetown, Jay Core, ABC 7 News at 11.
Okay, Jay, thank you. And stay with ABC 7 as we continue to follow this investigation. We'll have another live report from Manhattan in just about 10 minutes. You can sign up for breaking text alerts at WJLA.com/text.
All right, everyone, switching gears just a little bit tonight. What a beautiful night it was for the trick-or-treaters out there. Clear skies around the region, a little chilly. Out to the west, there are some showers that we're keeping our eyes on. Some of that may make it into our area tomorrow, which we'll talk about coming up in just a bit. But out the door early tomorrow morning, it's going to be another chilly one with widespread areas in the low 40s and even some 30s out there. You get a little farther to the west, gets even cooler. Manassas 37 out the door in Fairfax in the morning, right around 39. Inside the Beltway, we'll be talking 42, 43, somewhere in there. We're warming things up pretty considerably. We'll break that down in just a little bit.
Bill, we'll see you then. Thank you. Meanwhile, 7 is on your side, digging into a document dump that put personal information at risk. We're talking sensitive documents, even social security numbers, just scattered out on the sidewalk. Tim Barber, live in North